So you want to start running. It is one of the healthiest exercises you can do, but it's also the most intimidating. And while most of us don't think of ourselves as runners, the truth is that we are all runners. Some just run faster than others. The mayor of running has a point. There are no metrics you need to cross, no distance you need to go, and no speed you have to reach in order to be a runner. Being a runner is as simple as deciding you are one and living your life in accordance to that belief. 9 months ago, I ran for 30 days, and now running is more than just an exercise to me. It's an addiction. It can make you happy, it can break your heart, but it will always be there for you. It starts when you wake up. Put on your clothes, brew some coffee, throw on your shoes, and I'm out the door. I'll do a quick warm up and then I start. The feel of the wind through my hair, or at least my face, the rhythmic sound of your feet hitting the ground, that's why we do it. Imagine a day where you can actually look forward to running, where the idea for running for 5 miles doesn't seem impossible, but something you can casually do for fun. The steps to get to that point are pretty simple, but it's not going to happen overnight. Step 1, start slow. The best runner in the world, Ulib Kipchoge, yep, that guy, who broke a 2-hour marathon, runs 82 to 84% of his runs at an easy or light intensity. The good thing is that anybody who's good at running now was once a beginner. You've seen my journey, so you know that I sucked at one point and now I suck a little bit less. In this step, we're really just focused on running slow. We're going to be using the Maffetone method, which is the idea that you should be spending 80% of your training within heart rate zone 2, also known as the zone where you can comfortably hold a conversation while you're running. I like to hold conversations with myself while I'm running, and it looks completely normal, and I don't think anybody thinks anything of it. Step 2, buy the right gear. Regular cardio exercise for over 150 minutes each week has been proven to increase life expectancy by about 7 years versus those who do not exercise. We all know that owning the best pair of shoes, the best Apple Watch, the best fitness shorts, we all know that owning these things aren't going to make you the best runner. But in my opinion, if you're going to start running, you need to take away every excuse that you possibly have in order to start. For me, and I know a lot of people, it's I don't have the right shoes, I don't have a good way to track it, I don't have a way to stretch myself out. Just buy the gear. Invest in yourself. If owning these things is the difference between running and not running, just buy the gear. It'll prevent injuries, and if it promotes you to run, then it's definitely worth it. We have all been there before, where we want to start a new hobby, but we just don't have the right tools. The average pair of running shoes costs $115 to $120. And while this is a lot of money, there are very few investments you can make in life that will pay off the same way running will. Step 3, set slightly unrealistic goals. The idea here being that we're not actually going to be able to hit these goals, but we're going to shoot for the moon, and if we miss, we'll land amongst the stars. Just like my teacher back in grade school used to say to me. But we need to be careful with how hard we push ourselves. The numbers are pretty staggering. About 1 in every 3 recreational runners will have a running-related injury at some stage in their life. It's the way that I've done everything my entire life, and I've seen great success, whether it be in golf and currently right now in running. I know I'm further along in my journey now because I set slightly unrealistic goals and I missed them, but I was able to go a lot further because I was trying to hit those lofty goals. For example, if you're somebody right now who can run 1.5 miles and your goal is after 30 days to be able to run 3 miles, then you will probably hit that goal of running 3 miles. But if you were to set a goal of running 6 miles in a row and you missed that goal and you were only able to go 4.8, you ran 1.8 miles more than that person. Yes, you didn't hit your goal, but you're a lot further along in your journey than you would have been had you set a more realistic goal. I'm of the belief that you should reach really, really high with the expectation that you're going to hit it. And if you miss, just look at the progress you've made and understand that you'll hit it next time. Step 4, showing up.
90% of it is just showing up. Get there and start working. Like, you're not going to feel perfect every day.
Once the shorts are on, the shoes are tied, and the watch is started, you have done 90% of the work. The rest of it is just running. Step 5, follow a plan. When I first started training for my sub 6-minute mile, I wasn't really following a plan. I was just running every other day, basically. But having a little bit more experience with running, I would really suggest setting a plan. The biggest reason is because you're never going to be able to skip days when you have a plan. You're going to have your rest days, but you're never going to go 2, 3, 4 days without running in a row, because once you go 4 days without running in a row, it's a lot easier to go 2 weeks without running in a row. Having a plan is really going to push you and motivate you to be able to continue running. You don't need to be the fastest, you don't need to be the best, but running is something you should be able to do a couple times a week. So making sure that you have a plan that promotes running a couple times a week is going to be really, really helpful for you. And finally, remember that running is fun. I'm very competitive. I'm a very competitive person. If you aren't competitive like I am, maybe don't follow every single one of these steps. And just remember that running is fun. It's a great way to stay healthy, to stay in good shape. It'll completely transform your life. You think you're healthy now, be able to run 10, 15 miles at a time, and you'll see just how much more energy you have throughout the day, how much less coffee you need to live. But set yourself some goals, follow a plan, buy the gear, and just don't be afraid to run slow, because at the end of the day, you want to be able to run for a long time. You don't want to get hurt like I did in the 30 days. Running is something that ideally you can do for the rest of your life, because not only is it going to help you chase your kids around, but it's going to help you chase your grandkids around, and maybe your great grandkids. If you want to see my progress so far throughout the year of running, click on this video, and if you want to see the gear that I personally use, click on this video here.